Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. I am an artist. What is your initial thought on that sentence? Because when a child announces to their parents that they want to become an artist, you could feel the tension in the room. What are you going to become? How are you going to pay for yourself? How are you going to make a living? That's the tension I'm talking about. Yet when a child announces that they want to become an entrepreneur, they receive applause. Woo! Great choice. So why is that such a big difference in response when both of them are taking great risk to try to achieve what they envision? It's because of our cultural expectations and standards. That's why artists are seen as misfit. That's right, misfit. What is a misfit? Misfit are just like square pegs in round holes. They just don't seem to fit in. I too am a misfit. How? Well, I'm just an average student, and I just have average grades and an average family. So how am I a misfit? Well, let me tell you my story, a story about a misfit with a dream. When I was 15, I got a chance to go to Scotland for 2 years, and to tell you the truth, when I got the news, I sat on my gaming chair and played games for an additional 10 hours. 10 hours, because I was thinking to myself about all the time I had already screwed my life over, which is one of the main reasons why I am a misfit. But that's between me and my therapist, and for you to never find out. But hey, in the end, I took that opportunity despite being really scared at first. I was scared to be in a foreign land that seems to always rain and be cold and damp, and my family were nowhere in sight. But more than that, I was anxious and afraid that I might not be accepted by my peers and teachers. There's an old saying in Japan: the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. And I was definitely that nail that stuck out by a lot. The first time I met Mrs. Moss, my drama teacher, was when I was crying in the hallway. I was crying because of homesickness. She consoled me and then talked to me, and she took me to go see the school auditorium because she had seen that I had picked drama as one of my GCSE subjects. She asked what my dreams were, and at that time, I had no answers. So instead, she asked whether I wanted to join the school play. And I told her sure, being the kid that always says yes to anything an adult asks for. And she asked for me to act for her right then and there. And surprisingly, I did. Not because she told me to this time, but because it felt right. For the first time, a skill came to me naturally. And at that moment, at that crucial moment, I realized what my dream is to become an actor. And when I told her this, her and Miss Hine, another one of my drama teacher, took me to go see a play at the local theater, which they weren't obligated to do at all, but yet they still did. Those teachers may not have known yet, but they left one of the most unforgettable impressions on me. Though, every great story always have to have a conflict. After the 2 years were over, I was forced back to Thailand because of the pandemic. I was forced back into the same expectations, standards, and systems, which I couldn't fit into anymore. Because for the first time in my life, I know who I am, and I couldn't just leave that crucial part of me behind. So when I announced to the people around me that I wanted to become an actor, they questioned me. They looked down on the path that I had chosen for myself. An actor? Really? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna make a living? What about your future? What about the family business. And for the first time in my life, at that moment, I truly felt like a misfit, even in my own family. I felt lost and trapped, and at times, my dreams were dying. Though, throughout that difficulty, there was one person who inspired me. Because even through her hardship, she never gave up on her dream. And that person is Gemma Shan. You might know her from Crazy Rich Asians and Eternals. She graduated from Oxford with a law degree just to gain her parents' approval. However, she kept her real dream alive and later on joined an acting school, which her parents didn't agree to at all. And her and her father didn't talk for months. But eventually, he came around when he saw the impact his own daughter had on the Asian acting community, when there weren't a lot of Asian actors in Western media. She is one of the people that still continue to this day to fight for young Asian actors like me, which is why she's one of my biggest inspirations. Not only did she change so many people's lives, she continued with her dream and pushed through her obstacle. She took risk many people wouldn't and found her way to be accepted by the people around her. And have you guys heard the news recently? Michelle Yeoh from Hidden Tiger, Crouching Dragon, and Everything Everywhere All at Once won an Oscar for Best Actress of the Year. True to her own word, this is a beacon of hope and possibility. This is proof that big dreams do come true. Some may say that she was lucky, but I'm here to tell you that no, she wasn't. She took great risks and worked hard just like any entrepreneur would. So in the end, are we really any different from each other? Just striving and trying our best to be accepted and successful. Although it isn't as simple for some misfit, because some lack the support system that they need, and sometimes the expectations get too much for them to handle by themselves. I'm not only just talking about actors, I'm talking about the directors, the designers, the editors, and all the other artists out there. If it weren't for the people around me and the support that they had given me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here standing and telling you all proudly that I am an artist. My teachers taught me the joy of acting, and my parents, although they weren't thrilled with the idea of me becoming an actor at first, they tried their best to be as supportive and as understanding as they could. And because of that, I took the opportunity and showed them through hard work that I had skills and talent. I joined school plays, I created my own drama club, I went outside and even joined an agency. And I went through any auditions available. And finally, they accepted me and my dream, and they became fully on board. My mom would drive me to any auditions I had and look out for any interesting odd jobs that I could do. And my dad would get involved and say things like, "Is this person safe to work with?" Like any protective dad would. So, to the misfits that feels lost and alone, I'm here to tell you that no, you're not alone, and you are beautiful, and your stories and dreams deserves to be heard. So let's work hard and fight on. Here's a few actions that you can start doing yourself. Start your own club. Make a petition for more resources to go into your club. Go outside of school. Look wider. Look out for any opportunities that you could do, like the one my teacher Ajahn Jup is providing with his Youth Drama Plus Club. And this goes to the friends and the teachers that knows the misfit as well. Because, please, if it's not for me, do it for them, be there for them, support them, encourage their dreams. Be like SpongeBob that shows up at 4 p.m. on Nickelodeon without fail. Value them by seeing their work, purchasing their play, and going to that exhibition. And this especially goes for the parents, because your words and action can mean so much to us misfit. because you are the people that make us feel like we belong and we fit into something. You are the people that make us feel like we're that round hole that finally fit into that round peg. Thank you.